What if you were born as Batman?
I'm Batman.
You first noticed the night that day. Truly noticed it. It was a darkness that stared back into your eyes. An infinite void. There were no stars. Not even the moon dared to show its face. The reflections of city lights on wet cobblestones had lost all meaning. Because that day, you saw life slip away from your mother's eyes. And you heard your father's trembling voice as he reached out to you and whispered, "Everything will be all right." But nothing ever was. You weren't born as Batman, perhaps, but you were reborn as him. In the moment, you first felt the grip of loneliness sink into your neck. Wayne Manor became a giant tomb. Not a single room offered you safety. Yes, Alfred was there. But even in his eyes, there was a silent apocalypse every time he looked at you. He didn't pity you, no. He prayed not to lose you. Because by the time you were 8, you were already more than just a child. You couldn't sleep at night. In your dreams, your mother's scream, your father's collapse, the glint of a cold gun, all repeated endlessly. You weren't afraid of the dark. You were becoming the dark itself. Over time you learned, every blow was a lesson, every wound an awakening. Your body was shaped by combat, your mind by strategy. You discovered just how much pain a person can suppress, how loud a scream can be when uttered in complete silence. And you learned to silence every scream inside you. Because now, you could hear Gotham's screams. Gotham, the city that birthed you, the city that wounded you, and yet forged you into steel. Every corner told a story of sin. Every alley bore the scars of crime. And you were just a lost child amidst it all. But then you chose your own path. You would be on the side of justice, but not the justice of the system. Because the system hadn't protected you or your family. The system was the mask worn by those who washed their hands with money. But your mask would carry a different meaning. The first time you wore the black cape, you trembled. Not from fear, but from the realization that there was no turning back. That night, someone in Gotham saw a phantom in the shadows. And that phantom whispered to the city, "Be afraid, because the darkness is no longer yours." You were Batman. But no one ever knew the echo inside Bruce Wayne. No one ever heard the quiet sobs in your bedroom. No one saw how your hands trembled holding your mother's old earring. Hiding your tears became a duty. Because Batman doesn't cry. But Bruce Wayne did. Every night, when you removed the mask, the little boy was still there. The helpless child who lost his parents and now had to wage war on an entire city, alone. Loneliness became your companion. You rejected love, because to love was to lose. You learned it was better never to have than to grieve. To love someone was to witness their death. And you were tired of standing in front of gravestones. And yet, sometimes, you'd hear a child's voice, a scream, a plea for justice, and you'd remember why you started this path. Because there had been no one there to save you that night. But now, you were there for others. Years passed. You gained enemies. You gained allies. Some made you a legend. Others, a monster. But you never wanted to be a hero or a god. You were just a man, born of pain, raised by rage, but never forgetting hope. Sometimes, in Joker's maniacal laughter, you heard your own madness. Sometimes, in Two-Faced duality, you saw your own inner conflict. Because the darkness within you threatened to drown you too. You told so many lies that sometimes you forgot what the truth was. But behind the mask, something still remained. Faith. Faith that the world could still be better. And for that, you were ready to fight every night. One day, your body will grow weary. Your bones will break. Your muscles will fail. But even then, Gotham will remember you. The bat signal shining into the sky will be more than a symbol. it will be a vow. Because you became Batman. And Batman does not die. If you were born as Batman, you could never let go of the child inside. Every night, in the dark streets, you would repeat the promise you made to your mother and father. Never again. No one else will be left alone like I was. And that is why you became more than a hero. You became hope. You were Batman. And Gotham breathed with you.